the next section. The idea is, so what will not be graphing calculator allowed is the graphing and then this part. I'll let you have the graphing calculator on the rest. So the idea is with your exponent table, you can have that, is you're going to solve for x. So all of these are logs. We're going to make them into e's. So what to the third power is 27? Well, 3 to the third power is 27. I don't see a base. So 10 to the x power gives me 1. So what gets me to 1 is 0. Anything to a 0 power is 1. This one is 2 to the what power gives me 1/8. The negative will give me the fraction, and 3 gives me 8. So together they give me 1/8. And then on the last one, 5 to the what power gives me 125. The answer is 3. So again, use your exponent table. Don't get confused with multiplication as opposed to using exponents. All right, next part, finding the inverse. So we've discussed a really quick way to find the inverse when you ignore everything. Here, we will not be ignoring everything. The inverse of this is a log problem. You'll be making an L. The inverse of this is an exponent. So, sorry, it is an exponent, so the inverse is a log problem. You'll be making an L. Then these two are log problems, so we will be making our e's when we get to these problems. So you can't make your L, you can't make your e until it's just the log or the exponent. So what's not part of the exponent is the 2, but the first thing I'm going to do is you switch x and y around. So f of x is y, so now it's going to become x. I'm going to move the 2 over by adding it. And now I'm ready to make my L. So here goes log, and then 24, and x plus 2, I'm going to put it in parentheses, and then that equals y. And then it's an equation when y equals everything, and since y equals everything, this one's done. So I'm going to go to C next, since it's the same idea. So first I'm just going to switch x and y around. And now I can't do the L until it's just the base and the exponent, so I'm going to add 4 over. And now that it's just the base and the exponent, you can make your L. So it's going to be log with the 6, and then x plus 4, I'm going to put it in parentheses, equals y plus 4. And now it's still not ready because it's not y equals everything, so I'm going to move the 4 over. And this is part of the log, so when I move the 4 over, it will not affect that 4. So I'm going to move the 4 over by subtracting it, so it's log 6 with the x plus 4, and then I just subtract 4. So the idea is if we were graphing it, there would be our inverse, we'd get our points and then transform them left 4 and down 4. Or if this were exponent, then they'd go left 1 and down 4. Alright, so the log one. We'll be making the e, but you can't make the e until it's just the log, and the 3 is not part of the log. So I'm going to move the 3 over. Since they're multiplied, I'm going to divide it. Whoops, sorry. I need to switch x and y first. So log 2, and there's the y, and it's just going to be x over 3. And now I'm ready to make my e because it's just the log. So 2 to this power equals y. So 2 to the x over 3 power equals y. And since it's y equals, you're done. So the next one, I'm going to move the y over to the side. I'm going to switch ln to log e, and I'm going to go ahead and just switch x and y around now. So I'm ready to make my e. So e to the x power equals y plus 2. And now it's not an equation until y equals everything, so I'm just going to subtract the 2 over. And now you have your inverse. So big first step, which I almost forgot, switch x and y around and get it so that the single thing is over here. F of x when you start the problem, or y is on the right side. Okay, so now we're solving. Solving logs, solving exponents. The main thing to look for is, does it have a constant or not? If it has a constant, your e will turn into an L, or your L will turn into an e. So first, let's start with this problem. It might help if you actually go through and you add the opposite on this one. Look at this as a -1 with your ln x. It also might help if you realize there's a base of e there. But when I look at this, this is a log problem. I'll be making an e, and I'll be making an e because there's a constant. So I can't do that until it's just the log. So I got to move the 4 and the -1. So first I'm going to subtract the 4. So it gives me -6. And now I'm going to divide by -1. And now I'm going to make my e, but I want a base. So e to the 6th power equals x. So whatever e to the 6th power is, you could actually just leave that as e to the 6th power if you wanted to. But as far as a decimal goes, it's 403.429. And that decimal is from the other side. All right, this is another exponent. This is an exponent problem. I'll be making an L. I'll be making an L because there's a constant. So first, I can't do that until it's just the base and the exponent, so I'm going to subtract the 4. So that gives me 115, and now I'm ready to make my L. So L means right log, 6 then 115 equals this. Some of you can just go to your math button and type that in. A lot of you have to do this. Close your parentheses. So on the calculator, I would do log 115, close the parentheses, divided by log 6. Whoops, I didn't put the division in there. And I get 2.648. But I'm going to leave that long decimal in my calculator. So now to get x by itself, I'm going to subtract 1. So subtracting 1 turns that into 1.468. So I'm just going to do that on my calculator, subtract 1. And then I'm just going to divide by 2. So you get 0.824.